welcome to this edition of Dufferin Life. I'm your host, Tina Avery. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you had a fantastic, wonderful, amazingly awesome summer. We're just getting into September and we're just getting into the fall, and that makes some people sad. I love fall weather. It makes me happy. But I do hope you had a great summer, and I'm going to be back every week with new guests, and away we go. So when you were little, did you ever have the experience, either you had to go to the hospital or your parent had to go to the hospital, and, it was terrifying. It can be terrifying for young kids. So how do you deal with that? How do you prepare them for that? Well, I'm going to tell you how. Actually, Julianne MacArthur is going to tell you how. She's here from Headwaters Health Care Centre. Julianne, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Tina.
So we were talking about teddy bears. No, we weren't. Haha. But we're talking about an event that's happening this coming weekend on the 6th of September for the kids and their teddy bears or whatever other creatures you may have. Yes. And I'm going to turn it over to Julianne so she can tell you what it is and what it's all about.
Yeah, so this is the 27th year that the Teddy Bear Clinic returns to Headwaters. Mm-hmm. And the whole purpose of the clinic is exactly what you said. It's the way that we can reduce childhood fears and anxieties mm-hmm. surrounding the healthcare environment through pretend play.
Okay.
And we do it in a way that is so lifelike mm-hmm. that they would actually kind of feel like they were having a hospital visit, right? Everything from registration through to treatment and getting little prescriptions and things like that.
Okay, so the object is for them to bring a friend.
Yes.
And it's actually the friend that goes through everything.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So the friend and the child mm-hmm. both get their own bracelets too, which is a really kind of unique and mm-hmm. cool aspect of the clinic. So mom or child or dad or child, whatever they want to call themselves, will have a band.
Okay.
And then somewhere on the little stuffed animal, so there, mm-hmm. or maybe on the foot, kind mm-hmm. of depending what their setup
type
is.
Of animal
That's
comes
right.
in. Yes, yeah.
They'll get a band as well, and the two
okay.
will match each other.
Okay.
As they go through the clinic, yeah.
Well, that's absolutely amazing. So the friend and their guardian gets to go through, like you said, registration. So they sit through the process. And I think, one thing that you really don't consider is not when you're bringing a child or someone young to the hospital, it's not just about what's happening to them. It's all of the things that are happening around them, right? So they'll have the experience of seeing that, right?
Yeah, so it does get quite busy mm-hmm. and there's lots of sick stuffies mm-hmm. that need to be seen. So again, to kind of mimic what maybe that waiting area would look like in the emergency department. Mm-hmm. So when they come to register, after the registration process, they would then move into triage.
Okay.
And from there, we have our wonderful nursing staff that support doing the triage, and they would go through what an actual triage would look like as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're going to get their temperatures taken and things.
They
so
are.
Adorable. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a sheet, and
mm-hmm.
they write down on the sheet all of their vitals, and we kind of ask preliminary questions about what happened to mm-hmm. Stuffy or their friend that they've brought, and there's some really hilarious and unique stories that we get to hear about, what went wrong with Mr. Raccoon or whoever it might be that they've brought.
That's absolutely amazing. And then do they see the doctor in the end?
They do. So after triage, they then go into the waiting room, mm-hmm. much like you would experience in the emergency department, although the wait is quite quick at the Teddy Bear Clinic. Mm-hmm. And then you go into the treatment room. So we have 6 treatment rooms.
Okay.
And we have physicians and nursing staff that are the ones that are doing the service and the care within the treatment rooms. So again, making it as lifelike as mm-hmm. possible. We do see some stuffies that need stitches or maybe some that need casts, so we actually will cast them if that's the case too. And if they need to go to diagnostic imaging, we will send them off for some scans, and they'll head on over to diagnostic imaging where we have actual techs that will do a scan for their little
I did not realize it was that detailed. I want to bring a stuffy. My grandson is way too young to understand or even be a part of this, but I feel like I just want to bring a stuffy.
Yes.
I think that's absolutely amazing.
It is fun for everyone. It doesn't really matter what your age is. There is something for everybody at the Teddy Bear Clinic, but it is such a great experience. It's fun, it's educational. And then we have a carnival component of the teddy bear clinic as well.
Oh, really? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so once you get through the clinic, so actually once you've got past diagnostic imaging, then we have other booths set up. That's where you will see teddy nutrition. So we talk about kind of all the fundamentals of proper nutrition for children. And then there's also a new one this year, which is teddy hygiene, and that's done by our infection prevention and control group. So we'll talk about things like germs and washing your hands and stuff like that, which is all really important to know. And then from there, there's also teddy pharmacy. So maybe Teddy needs to get a little dose of something on his way out. So then they're going to go out into the outside of the clinic, which is done in the ambulatory care gardens. And that's where you're going to be greeted by EMS. So our amazing paramedics, police, and fire are all there. They bring all the things, which is really fun. Sparky typically makes an appearance as well. And then there's face painting. And this year, which is new, we have by Triple C Farms is it's called the Zoom Zoo. So kids will get onto a bus, a mobile bus. And from there, they will meet chickens and ducks and goats and bunnies and get to kind of have an experience with the animals. And then we also have games outside and a barbecue. So it is a great time, like I said, for everyone. And also actually, new this year too, is we've got Teddy Crafts. So there's going to be rocks and children will paint rocks. And the goal is to paint a rock that they get to take home and then paint a rock that will stay at the hospital and go into our beautiful gardens.
Oh, that's so amazing. There are so many things to do on September 6th. So please, if you don't have a little one with a stuffy to bring, let your friends know. Tell everybody. That's how you can help make this a success. And I think the importance of this, we talked about at the beginning, is just kind of easing children into, like, if they ever have this experience, if they've done this, then they're going to be a lot less frightened of the whole process.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other kind of purpose of the clinic too is to raise money for pediatrics in the hospital as well. So there are different opportunities throughout the clinic if anybody wants to donate, or any of the money from the barbecue goes right back to our pediatrics.
So you get to have a picnic at the clinic. I want to call it the Teddy Bear Picnic, but it is a clinic, and from the sounds of it, it is amazingly awesome. It is a great experience for kids. What time is it happening on Saturday?
So it starts at 10 a.m. and then the clinic does close at 1 p.m. There is a schedule of events. Things kind of happen at different times, but you pretty much will be able to hit most of it anywhere where you come kind of between that 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. time frame.
Amazing. Now, it doesn't have to be a teddy bear. It could be any type of stuffy?
It can be anything. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a teddy bear. It could be a giraffe or a raccoon or a Barbie doll or whatever the case may be. We will see anything.
That's amazing. And let's just say, and I'm sure it's not the case, but if somebody doesn't have a stuffy, they can still bring their little ones out to have the experience?
Of course, yes, absolutely. And it is completely free. So admission into the clinic is free.
That's amazing. I'm sure there'll be a lineup of stuffies, and I'm so I want to go so badly, and I have an event that day that I can't go, but I'm just thinking, how can I do it? How can I get in there? I mean, I would love to see, like, the whole process and that sort of thing. And
it is awesome, and like I said, the turnout is really amazing. I would say in the last 2 years that I've been involved in the clinic, we see around 400 individuals. That's littles and their guardians or loved ones included into that. But it's a really great time, and there is also an option for people that don't want to wait in line. They can pre-register for the event as well up until September 2nd. End of day, they can go on through the website and pre-register, and we'll have all of their wristbands and health cards, because we also give them a little health card too. All of those materials would just be ready for them to go, and then they can head into the clinic.
That's amazing. This is a phenomenal thing, and I know you were saying it's been a lot of years, but it was away for a little while and now it's back.
Yeah, exactly. So the Teddy Bear Clinic actually started through our hospital auxiliary. They are a phenomenal group of volunteers that do so much for our organization. And in 2019, it was the last year that they were able to do it, and then it was put on pause due to the pandemic. So when the patient experience role came into the hospital and I learned about the teddy bear clinic, I worked with the auxiliary to learn, maybe how we could bring this back. So with their blessing and support, collaboration, we've been able to bring the teddy bear clinic back for 3 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is absolutely amazing. And the fact that you have like almost every aspect covered, you've got every aspect covered actually. And I love that the fire department and the police and the EMTs will be there, because they can be scary to little ones too, right? Like when if there's something wrong is what I mean. Like they're not scary whatsoever, but from the perspective of someone that's any of the littles, when they're looking up and something's happening and there's lights and sirens or whatever it happens to be, unfortunately that does happen, you want them to kind of be at ease.
Absolutely. And all of emergency services are definitely our heroes. So it's really wonderful for kids to kind of be able to interact with them in a way that seems fun and safe and playful by the same token, right? So when they really do need to use these emergency services, hopefully never, but if they ever have to in their lives, they'll feel a sense of calm interacting with these wonderful people.
Yeah. Well, it is a phenomenal event, and the preparedness that you're providing, and that comfort level, so that if something scary does happen, and it doesn't even have to be scary, it could be something routine, but just going to the hospital. I mean, going to the hospital can make an adult anxious. Right? So like you can only imagine just being a little and just being overwhelmed by everything. So I think it's really an important event for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to see the smiles on the little ones that come through the clinic makes everything worthwhile. But yeah, it's become this really amazing event at Headwaters that's near and dear to our hearts now. And I don't think I could envision not having the teddy bear clinic. It's so fun. So my own kids love to go to it as well, and I encourage anybody and everybody that has a little one to bring them out and see what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. We have about a minute left, so let's talk about what the manager of the patient experience, what is it that you do?
Yeah. So I feel like I wear a variety of hats, but really what the role is we take feedback that comes into the organization, and we look at different ways that we can improve the care or our delivery of service that we're providing. So I also work with patient and family advisors who help me on different initiatives throughout the organization as well. So things like the new MRI that's coming, we have a patient and family advisor that sits on that committee. Right? So we really work in different departments in different ways through the organization that we're able to enhance the patient experience. So from the moment you walk into the hospital till after you've already left, we're always thinking of ways that we can do better and really make sure that that experience is seamless and comfortable and feel safe for everybody.
Absolutely. Well, I want to congratulate you, and I wish you the best of luck on the teddy bear clinic. I wish I could go out, but unfortunately I can't. But Julianne, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It was truly my pleasure. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So we're still